Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is AJ, and this is the price prediction department. What an amazing week it has been for crypto, and frankly, it's time to celebrate. Earlier this week, I was researching Filecoin and Arweave, and then the news hit my desk that XRP finally won the lawsuit against the SEC. XRP shot to the moon. In a matter of hours, it pumped like 90%, and in a matter of seconds, I thought to myself, I have to pivot and do this week's price prediction on XRP. Finally, the stress is off of our shoulders, and crypto in America might have just been saved because of this ruling. But the question I have is, how high can XRP go by the top of the next bull run? Let's get it. We finally won the case. Shout out to the XRP army. We did it. And things are happening fast. XRP is back on Binance US. XRP is back on Coinbase. And you know what that means, right? XRP is back on those exchanges because by law, it is not a security. Judge Torres effectively defenestrated Gary Gensler's argument. I mean, look at this tweet right here from Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderodi. It reads, "A huge win today. As a matter of law, XRP is not a security. Also a matter of law, sales on exchanges are not securities. Sales by executives are not securities. Other XRP distributions to developers, to charities, to employees are not securities." I'll get into more of the details with this case in a minute, but you have to understand, this wasn't just a win for XRP. This was a win for crypto. It is official. Crypto being sold on exchanges in the secondary market, it is not a security. And that is such a big win for every other coin that was under the microscope. As you can tell, I am ecstatic. I am very bullish right now, not just on XRP, but on all the other coins that I was kind of scared about my predictions because I didn't know what was going to happen with this lawsuit. The game has completely changed. Look at this tweet from Cameron Winklevoss. "The sales of all cryptos on exchanges are not securities, and the SEC and Gary Gensler have no jurisdiction over them. This is a watershed moment that regulates the SEC to TradFi and makes it a dinosaur regulator. Bye-bye." Getting dunked on by someone on the rowing team is one thing, but look what it says right here in the court document. It reads, "The scope of the SEC's Howey argument has become so stretched that it is truly indefinable in space or time." In space or time, Gary. Gensler's logic was god-awful, and we all knew it. The only person in the world that agreed with him was this guy. Take a lap, bro. Look, it's no secret that Gary and the SEC wanted to use this case to go after the entire industry. They wanted to win this case and use that outcome as precedent so they can make every coin, every project, make it look like they were breaking the law. Time and time again, Gary Gensler had the opportunity to give clarity on crypto rules and regulations. He did not. And since he would not give us that clarity, let's be grateful that we didn't get it from him and we got it from Judge Torres. I mean, come on. The Howey test and the rule book that Gary was using to regulate cutting-edge technology, those rules, those laws were created in the 1930s to regulate oranges. Oranges. I'll say it again, this court case was not just a win for XRP, it was a win for the entire industry. And now that this is over, hopefully we can take some meaningful steps forward and figure out what we're... Hello? Gary, how are you, bro? Wait, you need a job? I don't know, man. Ben and TJ really don't like you that much. I mean, you can paint my apartment if you want to, Gary. Just make sure you use a broad brush. Ha! Okay, I'm done. So there is some confusing stuff going on with the lawsuit. So before we get to the price prediction, let's look into it. So there were some aspects of the case that Ripple won, and there were some aspects of the case that the SEC won. But for us, the retail investors, XRP, Ripple really got the bigger win, because if we buy XRP on Coinbase or Binance, we're not buying securities, and that is really what matters the most. But let's look into the rest of the case. So back when Ripple sold XRP directly to investors, to VCs, to institutions, Judge Torres found that those transactions were different than, say, if we buy XRP off an exchange. She refers to us retail investors as programmatic buyers. And this is a very important distinction. The institutional sales did meet the standard for an investment contract. Those sales, according to Judge Torres, met all 4 prongs of the Howey test. The programmatic sales, or the retail buying from exchanges, they do not. So if that's confusing to you, think of it like this. So a venture capitalist buys, say, $20 million, and they give that money to Ripple in exchange for XRP. Ripple banks that money, and the VCs get the tokens. So in that case, the VCs put that sum of money into a common enterprise. And if XRP moons, they both win. So when you look at it like that, you can see how that meets the requirements for the Howey test. But here's the difference. So when you buy XRP on an exchange, a very, very small, minuscule amount of that money actually goes to Ripple. And for the most part, we don't know where that money goes. We're basically just trading with each other. And because of that, a secondary market transaction is not inherently a securities transaction, even if those same tokens were sold in a previous investment contract. And in the future, they will sort out the institutional side of it. But for us, me and you, the retail investors, if you buy XRP right now on Coinbase, you are not buying a security, and that is really the biggest takeaway from this entire thing. Any other questions you might have with this, I'm sure you will find in the court document of the lawsuit, and we will link it in the description. But I will admit, I was a little confused after reading it at first, but then big shout out to Laura Shin and Lewis Cohen at the Unchained podcast. Watching that really put everything into layman terms and answered all my questions. Shout out to them. Also, shout out to John Deaton, Jeremy Hogan, and the XRP Army. If you're in the XRP Army, put the X up in the chat. And also, thank you to Stake for sponsoring this video. So let's start getting down to it. XRP launched way back in 2012, and when they came out, they pre-mined 100 billion coins, although all of them obviously didn't start in the supply. They don't use proof of work or proof of stake to achieve consensus. They use something called the XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol. I've also heard it called the Ripple Protocol Consensus Algorithm. Whatever you want to call it, they achieve consensus using something called a unique node list, or a UNL. Basically, since they're more centralized, they choose the validators who they trust, and they achieve consensus by agreeing or disagreeing. Simply put, they compare blocks every 3 to 6 seconds, and if there's an 80% majority, consensus is achieved. I don't want to get too far in the weeds with this consensus mechanism. I just said that so we can talk about the tokenomics. So like I said, the max supply of XRP is 100 billion. No more XRP can ever be created, but it can be destroyed. This is why some people will tell you that XRP is deflationary. I mean, technically, yes, but is it? I mean, a very small amount of XRP is destroyed from the transaction cost, but it's such a small amount, it's irrelevant. According to XRPscan.com, a little over 11.4 million XRP have been destroyed so far. But when you consider the max supply is 100 billion, that 11.4 million is 1,000th%. That's 0.001. You can see it doesn't really make a difference. In fact, it would take over 70,000 years for XRP to burn itself. So with that being said, let's not really focus on XRP being deflationary. I mean, as of right now, there's roughly 53% of XRP in circulation. What about the inflationary aspect? How are they getting the rest of that XRP into the supply? So in 2017, they came up with this idea, but they started implementing it in 2018. Basically, what they did is that they put 55 billion into an escrow account, and $1 billion will come out each month over the course of 55 months. So why did they do this? Brad Garlinghouse said back in 2017, the root of this uncertainty is the notion that Ripple might one day sell its 61.68 billion XRP in the market at any time, a scenario that would be bad for Ripple. Our self-interest is aligned with building and maintaining a healthy XRP market. But let's clear something up here. When they release this escrow at the beginning of every month, it goes out, but then a majority of it actually comes back into a different escrow account. 1 billion XRP is not hitting the market every month. It comes back. If it was actually coming out 1 billion a month, XRP would already have been fully vested in July of 22. And this is sort of the confusing part about XRP's tokenomics, because they have the escrow thing set up, but we're not really sure on how they decide how much comes back out of the billion that's supposed to go out every month. They do have transparency reports, and they do tell us how much was emitted in each quarterly transparency report, but we don't know how that's calculated or how that works. I mean, back in 2019, Coinmetrics did a case study on the XRP escrow system, and they found some discrepancies. And XRP's CTO, Joel Katz, just chalked it up to a timeline issue. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for XRP and the XRP army, but we would like a little bit more clarity, a little bit more transparency on the tokenomics and how it works. They did release this chart back in the day, but this chart is going off the idea that exactly 50% of the XRP being put out is used in every escrow release, and that's not exactly the case. And since the start of this escrow program, it's a common practice for them to return 70-80% of the billion they put out. As of May this year, the amount of XRP still held in the escrow account is about 42.3 billion. So they still have a long way to go. And some people in the XRP community are a bit skeptical about the escrow program because they think XRP has too much control over the situation, and considering they are centralized, they sort of do. I mean, I'm not asking for much. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit more transparency. They don't have a chart on token unlocks. They don't have their tokenomics listed on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. That's not really what I want to see for a coin that's only 53% vested. But hold the phone. It's not the end of the world that XRP is only 53% vested. And that's because it's going to take a long time for that other 47% to come into the supply. I mean, it could be worse. Gala is 43% vested and Optimism is 15% vested. So regardless of emission vesting schedules doesn't mean a token can't have success. It doesn't mean it won't pump, and it doesn't mean that they don't have a community. This is just a factor that you have to take into, especially when you dive deep into tokenomics. So with things being a bit blurry with the XRP supply, how am I going to figure out how many tokens will be in the supply by the time we get to the next projected bull run, which is November, December 2025? So with things like this, it's always a good idea to look into the past. Like I said, the escrow program started in 2018, so let's start there. I pulled these numbers from the CoinMarketCap screenshots, and that is a super valuable tool if you want to know the supply of a coin, in March of 2019 or what have you. So in January of 2018, XRP supply was 38.7 billion. By the end of that year, a little over 2 billion came into the supply. A little over 2.5 billion was added in 2019. A little over 2 billion was added in 2020, and 2.13 billion was added in 2021, with 2.8 billion being added in 2022. So as you can see, it's been at least 2 billion every year, but the decimal point is kind of random. So far this year, already 2.2 billion XRP have come into circulation, and it's only July. So here's the point. Since January of 2018, a little over 13.8 billion XRP has come into the circulation. So what did I do? I took the monthly average of coins coming into the supply from 2018 till now. That number is a little over 209 million coins coming into the supply every month. And November 2025 is 28 months from now. So by then, keep in mind, this is just an estimation, about 5.84 billion new coins will be added to the supply by November of 25. And remember, the equation for price predictions is price equals market cap divided by circulating supply. And the circulating supply by November 2025 is estimated to be 58.39 billion. So let's look at some numbers here. XRP's all-time high was January 4th, 2018 at $3.29. Its supply at the time was a little over 38.7 billion. And back then, XRP had over $130 billion in its market cap, which is still its all-time high in terms of market cap to this day. Right now, XRP is priced around 74 cents. It has a little over 52.5 billion in its supply, and it has a market cap of $39.2 billion. So as you can see, we have to put over $90 billion into the market cap to get to where it was back in 2018. I know that's a long way to go, but considering we just got the green light on the lawsuit, anything is possible. So with the elevated supply that I estimated for 2025, if we were to get that all-time high market cap back, XRP would come out at around $2.23, which is a 183% move from right here. For XRP to go to $5, it would need a $292 billion market cap. For XRP to go to $10, it would need over a $583 billion market cap. And for XRP to go to $20, it would need a $1.2 trillion market cap. But hey, anything's possible. Personally, I look at it like this. We finally won the court case. XRP is a regulated crypto on exchanges. I think in the near future, Ripple will IPO, they will go public, and when that happens, the floodgates will open. And now that XRP has the regulatory burden off of their back, they can start moving forward with their plans to reinvent the wheel for the global cross-border payment system. And that is a $10 trillion problem. Let me put it to you this way. With a 90% degree of confidence, I believe that XRP can outdo its previous all-time high market cap from 2018. I believe it's going to go much higher than what every website online is predicting for XRP. Most of them are saying somewhere between $1 to $2. Some of them don't even say $1. It's pretty sad. So a $6 XRP would require a $350 billion market cap, which would be a 650% gain. And an $11 XRP would require over a $642 billion market cap, which is a 13x from right here. So when someone asks me, AJ, what's your price prediction for XRP for the top of the next bull run? I'm going to say somewhere between $6 and $11. I already know that some people out there are going to think that a $6 XRP is far too bullish. But look, BitBoy himself thinks XRP is going to go somewhere between $7 and $25. And that $25 would require a $1.5 trillion market cap. And that's with the elevated supply. But look, I mean, Bitcoin went to $1 trillion in the top of the last bull run. Now that XRP is regulated, the floodgates are going to open. If Ripple IPOs, if they move forward with the global cross-border payment system, CBDC is on the horizon, XRP now has the green light to do whatever it is that they can do to take it to the next level. I don't think $1.5 trillion is out of the question for Ripple in the long run, and that would take us to $25. So I actually think I'm sort of playing it safe by saying $6 to $11. But hey, time will tell. So boom, there you go. There's my XRP price prediction. Let me know in the comments what you think of this prediction. Was I too bullish? Was I too conservative? I want to know what you think down below. My name is AJWritesCrypto, and have yourself a great rest of your weekend.